up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube page. If you haven't, make sure you like and subscribe to my content. I'm about to drop a lot more coming up. And if you commented on my last video, I definitely appreciate it. It meant a lot to me. And yeah, just make sure y'all stay up to date on my content. I'm finna drop a video every week. I'm gonna be doing reviews. I'm gonna be doing travel videos. I got a lot of content I haven't released yet, so make sure y'all stay tuned for that. But today we're gonna go over a video that I came across on YouTube that I've been wanting to review. It's a video with Michaela Peterson and Robert Greene. Robert Greene is an award-winning author and a New York Times bestseller. He wrote The 48 Laws of Power, The 50th Law of Power, and The Art of Seduction, which is one of my favorite books. And today he's going to go over one of the seductive types. If you don't know, in The Art of Seduction, there's 9 seductive types, which are basically personalities that everybody have. And he's going to go over one of them, which is really profound to me, and it made a big impact on my life once I read this book. Now we're going to get into the video, and after the video, I'm going to break down the other, well, I'm not going to break down, but I'm going to kind of go over the other 9 seductive types, and then I'm going to go over them in detail in other videos. But we're going to watch the video.
And so, yeah, she's definitely one of the icons of that, for sure.
You talked about the rake. Can you describe the rake?
Yeah, I mean, I was a rake. I'm what you call a reformed rake, so I can speak from experience on that. And basically, my years of being a rake were in my 20s and pretty much early 30s, and then I stopped. But the rake is a man who has an intense interest in women. He understands them deeply. He's obsessed with women, and perhaps it comes from relationship going with his mother. You know, we can analyze that as well. But he has this obsessive interest in them. He understands their spirit. He finds it very exciting to be around them. But one woman can never satisfy him. The only way he can get satisfaction is by constantly having new women in his life. That's how he satisfies this hunger, because the moment that a woman becomes familiar, it kind of loses the edge that he wants. He's kind of like a hunter. He loves the process of hunting the woman, of seducing her, of getting her to fall for him. And in those first few weeks, he showers her with attention. That's his power. He love bombs them. He's so excited about their world. He gives them gifts that show he's thinking about them. He takes them to exciting places. It's irresistible, right? And but the thing is, it can't last, because he has to continually spread the wealth. He has to continually find new people to conquer. And I in the book, I kind of profile some of the greatest rakes who ever lived, and one of them is the great classic Hollywood actor Errol Flynn. Errol Flynn was this devilishly handsome man that didn't hurt, but he was also, in the end, people claimed that he had seduced or slept with about 3,000 women. And he died when he was 51, 52 from alcoholism.
Oh.
And so when I wrote the book, I kind of did the math on that. And the math was rather insane. It was like at some point he had to be seducing a new woman every other day, something like that. And I was trying to figure out, what was his secret? What made him so insanely seductive to women of all types, actresses, waitresses, you name it? Of course, being Errol Flynn and having his reputation helped, but he also had a devilish edge that kind of scared a lot of women. But I read in one book that just being around, he was so comfortable with himself. He was so non-defensive. He was like an animal that was completely comfortable in his body. And it made the woman completely relaxed. This one woman said,
Yeah.
I felt like I had drunk a couple of martinis, and I hadn't, just by being around him, you know? And so the rake has this kind of undefensive quality. He's like this natural animal that exudes this energy, kind of like how the siren is. So that's sort of what a rake is.
Okay. That description was amazing. Can I get you to do one more? That was
Sure.
amazing.
Anyone?
Okay. I want, and another, I guess, seductive type.
Do you want me to list what the other ones are?
Yeah.
So
That
we
was
already
too
talked about,
cool. We need to do more.
well, that was the dandy I already mentioned, the natural, which is the one who's kind of like a child. Then there's the coquette, blows hot and cold, very, very powerful seductress. There's the charmer, who's very good at sort of social seductions. There's the star, the person who kind of exudes kind of like a film star presence that makes everyone project their fantasies onto him or her. And there's the charismatic, somebody who just has that natural charisma. I can't think if I'm leaving somebody. Oh, the ideal lover. Those are
Okay.
the other 7 types. So you choose whichever one you want.
Okay. What was, you said there was one where you project your ideal lover on them?
All right, so I know that was a lot to take in. I'm gonna go ahead and read over it one more time with y'all, and then we gonna talk about it. So the rake is a quintessential bad boy. This type showers women with flattery and gives them ample excitement, and is known for sleeping with many women, a reputation that he creates himself by bragging about his conquest. He knows that doing this will draw more targets as women seek to find him out if he lives up to his reputation. So I think a lot of men would qualify to be a rake. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of our upbringing, men push us to do what? Get a lot of women, sleep with a lot of women. And even society, like that's just what is pushed onto us. But a lot of it comes from mommy issues. Like a lot of men have problems with affection. So a lot of times we look at relationships or dating or, just sex as a way to get affection. Some of us don't know. I didn't know, like when I was younger, I had issues, I had a lot of issues. I didn't know why, I didn't show a lot of emotion. I didn't know why. I had a problem with loving people and telling people I love them and expressing that. So once I read this and, it was brought to my attention by, a couple people that I really wasn't a person that opened up, but I loved women. Like I loved women. And I know a lot of men, we do that in our early teens and early 20s. And it kind of got to me like after a point because I'm like, I'm meeting good women, but it was like, why don't I like them? And I really didn't understand that until I read this. I was like, dang, I really got a problem. Like, you know, um, and like I said, like it's a chase. It's kind of like fishing. Like you have good intentions, but when you catch the fish and you get it, you take your picture. It's like, okay, I'm done. Like I don't want this fish no more. So you put it back in the water, and then you keep fishing. It's kind of what the rake is. And a lot of guys don't know that's what they are because we don't really know. A lot of people have personality disorders. And I wouldn't say that's a personality disorder per se. I mean, it may be a character flaw, but I would say that once you realize your problems, once you realize your flaws, I would seek to get some kind of counseling or therapy because that's really what I needed. I needed to heal. I needed to express how I felt to my parents and just really open up because I really didn't have a lot of love. Well, I would say I had love, but I didn't get affection that I need. And young boys and young women, we need affection from both our parents. And a lot of times, growing up in certain environments, you don't get that. You get tough love or you just get enough love because you're just being raised. You're not really necessarily getting the affection, the talking to, you don't feel it, So I feel like a lot of men are like that. A lot of men are like that. We looking for something, but we don't know particularly what it is. And if you've ever dated, and you've been out here and you realize like after you meet a woman, a lot of time it could be twofold. It could be one, you meet a woman and you just don't really like who she is. A lot of times it is that because you can date a woman, have honest intentions, really want to get to know her. She's beautiful. You taking her on dates. You going out, and then once you get to know her personality and see how she act and see how she think, you like, I don't like this motherfucker no more. I'm cool. So you kind of bag off. But this is more specifically talking about guys who do it just all the time. Like they're not even interested in it. But sometimes, like I said, you may not even know that what you doing. Like it's deeper than just I'm just going out and getting women, but it's a deceptive part to it. It's more so like you letting women know, oh, I want to be with you, I love you, love bombing them, giving them gifts, giving them compliments, letting them know, you know, how you feel about them. And once you get them, it's over. It's no more excitement. Once you get them, it's no more excitement. You ready to move on to the next one and the next one and the next one. And then a lot of men, they take on this persona, and it's just what it is. It's become a cultural thing now, like just to get women, sleep, move on to the next one. And it's, I don't know why, it's just become a cultural thing. But I know once I learn this, I fix it within myself, because I'm just not that type of man. Like, you know, I just can't keep giving myself over and over to somebody, because I want something serious, and I'm an emotional person. So, you know, it takes a lot out of me to deal with multiple people over and over and over again. So, you know, it kind of helped me, like I said, develop my character and figure out the flaws that I had, and was able to fix them. And there is a female version of it. It's called the Siren, because there's no such thing as a female rake. It would be something similar called the Siren, which is another seductive type, which I'm gonna go over to in another video. But real quick, let me go over the rest of them. I'm gonna go over them real quick. And like I said, there's 9 seductive types. The Siren is for females. The Siren represents the heterosexual male fantasy. She's a hypersexual, stereotypical feminine woman. She invites repressed, bored, and rational men to let loose and fully give themselves to pleasure. We might also think of this seductress as the female fatal stereotype. So, you know, just a thought. You know, that's what we consider a thought. And then I'm going to read one more. The ideal lover. I'm going to read 2 more. The ideal lover and the charmer. This is type 6. The ideal lover lures in their targets by figuring out what the target longs for most in life, then modifying their own personality to fulfill that desire. That's somebody who's more deceptive in their technique of getting women, or somebody may, you know, they ask you fact-finding questions, and then they like, okay, let me use that. I know she insecure about this, so let me use that to make her feel good about herself. Or somebody who just plays on your weaknesses, pretty much. And then, let me see. The coquette. The coquette is pretty much a tease who plays hot and cold with their target. So somebody who may show a bunch of interest up front, and then one day they just ghost you and ignore you and don't respond back, and then they hit you up again, and then they disappear. And then the other one is the charmer. The charmer hooks targets by appealing to their vanity and showering them with flattery. They boost the target's self-esteem by paying them compliments designed to soothe their insecurities. Type 5 seducers never criticize or disagree with their targets. They always agree, flatter, and boost their target. This particular seduction strategy is a con and is not overtly sexual. So that's pretty much a yes man. Somebody who's always gonna like agree with whatever you want. You know, you say I look good in this, and motherfucker know you look trash. They gonna compliment you and tell you you look good, no matter what. They just a yes man. They gonna tell you whatever it is to make you feel good, because that's just what they is. And it's not just a sexual thing. It's more of like, some people just have submissive personalities, or they just want to be what's the word, they look for approval in others, or they look to be validated by others. So that's the only way they can kind of keep a friendship, is to be agreeable. So, but that's it for today. Let me know what y'all think about the video. Let me know what y'all think about the seductive types. And like I said, there's 9. I'm gonna go over more. Make sure y'all subscribe and like to my content. And that's it for today.